welcome, and today we are going to discuss on the group influences on consumption, and I, Dr. Shravanti Mukherjee from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, will take you through this particular topic. The chapter goals of this particular session is what is a group, types of group, parameters of group conformity, impact of reference group on consumer decision making, impact of reference groups on marketing strategy formulation. So, first, how do we define a group? A group may be defined as two or more people working together to achieve either individual or mutual goals. A wider scope of this definition ranges from an intimate group of two next door neighbors who do their daily grocery shopping together to a bigger and more formal group such as trade union, whose members are equally concerned with the benefits of the workforce. Now, what are the different types of groups? So, we have certain dimensions based on which we try to talk about different groups. Here there are 5 dimensions in which we will discuss, like the first dimension is content and function, second dimension is degree of personal involvement and perceived importance, third is the degree of organization, fourth is degree of attachment, and fifth is the degree of association. So, based on function, we have mainly 4 functional groups and rest we group under others. So, family is a group and this is dependent on size and the type of relationship that exists in the family. It may be joint family, it may be nuclear family. Depending on ethnic origin, this group depends on the genetic country origin of the individuals, like American, Hispanic, Bangladeshi or Indian, like this. Age wise, this group shows how individual can be classified according to their age. So, 30 to 40, 50 to 60, like this. Sex, groups gender specific, male, female. Others, this group considers many other factors like education, occupation, etc. Sometimes social networking groups are also considered under this kind of groups, like linkedin.com, universityprofessors.com, like this. So, degree of personal involvement and perceived importance. Here we have primary group and secondary group. So, primary group these are the more informal actually. So, this consists of those interpersonal relationships which take place generally at 1-to-1 level and with a high rate of occurrence on an intimate level. These groups have shared norms and interlinking roles, families, work groups, some entertainment groups. So, like this. Another one is the secondary group. Secondary group is where the person interacts only intermittently with others and does not reflect in their opinions too much seriously. Only when they are with those groups they think of behaving like them. So, this is like guardians forum, citizens forum, club members. So, like this. Then we have degree of organization wise, formal group and informal group. So, formal group are a group that has highly defined structure, like it has formal membership, like and it also has a specific hierarchy, like a president, treasurer, secretary, like this, and specific goals, like some may be to assist the elderly, some may be to assist the destitute or poor, some may be for anti-smoking campaign, some may be environment friendly group. So, these are different kind of formal groups, and like Rotary Club, JCs, then Lions Club, then labor unions, social clubs, societies, all this. Informal group, if we talk about, it is an informal group is usually the primary group featured by somewhat loose structure, a lack of clearly defined goals or objectives, unstructured interface and understood rules. They informally interact with each other, but they also have certain kind of norms and sanctions amongst themselves. So, because of the degree of its influence on individuals' values and activities, informal group is perhaps of greater importance to us than the formal group while discussing about the process of understanding the customer behavior. So, it is like peer group or local club and all this. Understanding this particular aspect, several organization they declare prizes for different puja committees during our celebration of Durga Puja or Kali Puja or all this, different companies, they actually sponsor different events, maybe the best pandal, maybe the best the idol, maybe the best lighting, and this way. So, the degree of attachment wise, it is like membership group or symbolic group. So, definition is, it is a group to which membership group, I am first defining, it is a group to which a person either belongs or qualifies for a membership. The members of American Marketing Association, the ICWA, then the Chartered Institute members. So, like this, or booksellers guilds, all this. Symbolic group is like, it is a group in which it is improbable to receive a membership for an individual despite acting like a member by adopting the group's values, attitude and behavior, gives the customer a feeling that they belong to this particular group. It is like the young boys wearing the Indian cricket cap, Indian jersey, wearing the number 10 jersey of Messi, or wearing the Argentina jersey. So, this an Indian football fan of Argentina is can never be a part of the Argentina football team, but just by wearing that jersey he tries to associate himself with that Argentina football team. So, the degree of association is the another dimension on which the groups can be classified. One is the aspirational group, another is the dissociative group. Aspirational group is like whom the individuals wants to aspire. Like someone wants to be beautiful like Aishwarya Rai. So, they may buy the products which Aishwarya, like L'Oreal. Now, earlier Aishwarya Rai used to promote for Lux also. Now, Lux is promoted by Kareena Kapoor. So, that they are in our aspirational group. People want to be beautiful like them. So, they are in aspiration. When Sachin Tendulkar says that boost is the secret of my energy, when Kapil Dev says boost is the secret of my energy, or when MS Dhoni says that boost is the secret of my energy, it means that people, the kids or the youngsters want to aspire like them, they want to be successful like them. So, that concept has been used by the marketers very well, particularly in context of celebrity endorsement. Another is dissociative group. Dissociative group, like people do not want to be like them. Some people may not like the bare body portrayal of John Abraham, and therefore, they avoid the brands which he is going to promote, because they think that his personality is not like that. So, therefore, he tries to dissociate himself with that particular brand. So, now here comes the concept of group conformity and group compliance. So, conformity within the group guides the members in changing or forming their attitudes and beliefs in such a way that they can easily fit into the group norms and standards. So, in fact, it can be stated that those who conform to the group norms are considered to be more compliant. In order to conform, a group member must attribute someone as having the authority and integrity to lead and influence the group's behavior. On the contrary, compliance, if we talk about, it occurs within the groups. One must adopt his or her actions to groups' wishes and rules. Now, one may feel that these two are synonymous terms, these two are not synonymous. Conformity is when you accept that culture, you accept certain cultural norms, or you accept certain group norms, that you are a member of the Indian team and Indian team should be behaving in certain way. You are a member of a particular club, Lions Club maybe. So, as a member of Lions Club, you should be conscious about the society. You may go for donating something. So, that is a particular lifestyle you want to be associated, and you believe that you should be like that, and that is why you develop that belief within yourself and you behave in that way. On the other hand, compliance is also like you behave as per the other group members are behaving, but the person who is complying to the norms does not mean that they will also conform to the group norms. Okay, they may not be. So, for example, when I am with my friends, that is my informal group, I am with my friends and they are and I want to have a soft drink. So, they all are liking Coca-Cola. So, I am also buying Coca-Cola, because I want to conform I want to be compliant to the group norms. So, that is why I am complying to that and I am buying Coca-Cola, but I may not like Coca-Cola, I may be fond of Pepsi otherwise. Okay, but my primary concern is to be compliant to that particular group. So, that is a hairline difference between these two concepts. Now, we come to a very important concept in terms of groups and which is particularly relevant for the marketers, and this is known as the concept of reference group. Reference group is an actual or imaginary group, imaginary individual or group conceived of having similar or significant relevance upon the individual's evaluation, aspirations and behavior. This has been said by Park and Lasik in the year 1977, long back. In 1982, Bearden and Edsel has defined reference group as a person or a group that has considerable influence on the behavior of an individual. In 1993, Bachman, John and Rao has defined reference groups as the groups which are usually conformed by the social network of an individual, like family members, their friends, colleagues, inspirational figures like this. In recently, Escalus and Bettman in 2003 has defined reference group as the source of brand association that mold the self image of the customer. So, which means the reference group are the source of brand association that mold the self image of the customer. Now, we go a little bit in details to explain that what are the types of this kind of reference groups, ideally 3. So, one is the aspirational reference group, second is the associative reference group and third is the dissociative reference group. Aspirational reference group is like, as I have said, that like whom I aspire to become. I aspire to become like MS, successful like MS Dhoni. So, that is my aspiration. So, many brands like Sony Bravia and Boost, they have used MS Dhoni to promote their brand. Associative reference group includes the people who are more pragmatically symbolize the individual's present equals or near equals. This is like co-workers, neighbors, members of churches, clubs and organizations. Now, here actually here it's actually like in context we may refer the study of Paco Underhill, who is a famous anthropologist and he is turned retail consultant and author of the book Why We Buy. Now, he had concluded that most of the teenagers in the process of buying apparels follows two-stage process. In the first place, they seek approval from their peer group and the influencers of the purchase for the choices made. Second, they seek permission from their parents, the payers of the purchase, and through this two-stage process, they are actually more inclined towards conforming to the peer pressure. Now, associative reference group is also, this concept is also used in promotion, because when we see that in Saffola, the Saffola ad, particularly the middle aged wife is concerned about her husband's health, who is also a middle aged person. So, this and the portrayal of the ambience is like they are middle class or slightly upper middle class family. So, any other housewife of similar standard, similar age group, they will very easily identify themselves with this particular group, and therefore, this ad can be a slice of life to them. They can associate this ad with their own life. So, this is how, by creating slice of life, the marketers can attract the customers, and this is how the associative reference group is used. Dissociative reference group, like whom you do not want to become. Okay. Now, the importance of reference group in consumer behavior. What are the influences they really assert to us? A is the informational influence. Informational influence is like, in case of in this case, an individual adopts the behavior and opinion of the reference group members as constructive bias or constructive bits of information. In such a case, conformity is simply the result of interpersonal trust and reliance on the information shared by the group members. For example, one may like to try a newly introduced burger from McDonald's because friends with similar tastes are recommending it. We select movies from the IMDb reviews. which means that this particular movie, if the movie reviews from a particular social group or maybe from the Facebook reviews of that movie, what are my friends writing in the Facebook about a particular movie. Sometimes I decide to go to a movie based on that. Sometimes I even so this is how this provides some information to the customers about the products. If not only movie, for many other products actually this word of mouth plays a very important role. We seek information actively these days from our peer group about different products. Then is normative influence. Normative influence is referred as an utilitarian influence. It is an impact when an individual works in accordance to the group's expectation to gain a direct reward or to avoid being the odd man out. So, this may be that one may wear Reebok shoes instead of action shoes because all other group members or all other teammates are wearing Reebok shoes. So, he does not want to be ridiculed or he does not want to be be the odd man out in the group. The other one is the identification influence. Identification influence, this is also known as the value expressive influence, and it occurs when an individual conforms to the perceived group norms and values as a guide for his own attitude and values. Thus, the individual perceives the group norms as the reference point of his or her self image. Now, the levels of group involvement. There are 3 levels of group involvement. One is compliance, which I have already discussed. The second one is the identification. Again, I have said that again this also I have said that how close you feel with the particular group. Like if my friends think that Pepsi is a better choice, I may go for Pepsi, where individually I like Coke more. Internalization of the brands. So, this is like the individuals, they internalize certain value system of a group, so much so that even when the other group members are not there, they behave according to the group norms. For example, the disciples of Ramakrishna Mission may buy the religious books of maybe by Swami Vivekananda or some the publications of Ramakrishna Mission even when other group members are absent. Now, why to accept the influence of group? Again, as I told earlier also, because of these 3 reasons. A is the informational benefit, because I think that if my friends may know better than me about a particular product, they may give me some expert opinion. A friend of mine may be better informed than me about laptops. So, I can get informational benefit from them. Then utilitarian benefit. This is like the reason, this reason refers to the force on the individual to conform to the preferences or expectations of another individual or group. In a product purchase situation, a customer will conform if he thinks that his behavior is observable and will be known to the others. Okay. So, this is where is the utilitarian benefit, and value expressive benefit is this relates to the individual's choice motive to augment or prop up his self concept by associating himself with positive reference group and dissociating himself with the reference group he does not want to be like. Now, what are the marketing strategy for the reference groups? See, there are several kind of strategies which can be used, but one is of course the personal selling strategy, where it has a meaning like in a group demonstration and selling situations of direct marketing like Tupperware. A salesperson may use a party situation, or in an office amongst a group of women working in a particular office when they are visiting and showing their items, and if somebody is little bit inclined and buying that, they are giving some incentives to this person, so that later on this person can be a spokesperson for the brand and unknowingly spread the word of mouth about it to the other office colleagues. The other one is of course to the advertising strategy. Marketer uses different celebrity experts for this, like there is a celebrity endorsement part, like Lux can use, they used to use Aishwarya Rai, now they are using Kareena Kapoor. Boost used to use Sachin, now they are using MS Dhoni, and so on. So, this is in short the different marketing strategy we were talking about for reference groups, and this is all for today's session, and in the next session we will meet with celebrity endorsement.